Welcome to this video on hypertension, also known as the silent killer. We will explore what's truly happening inside your body and why millions of people are unaware they have this serious condition. Someone can appear perfectly healthy, but a silent, invisible struggle might be happening inside their arteries. High blood pressure pushes against artery walls with damaging force, yet there are often no symptoms like pain or dizziness. This is the illusion of health, and it continues until a sudden, serious event occurs. The silent war inside involves the arteries cracking and scarring under unrelenting pressure. The heart is forced to work harder to compensate for this resistance. Over time, this constant mechanical stress leads to widespread damage across multiple organs, all in secret. The heart, kidneys, and brain are the hidden casualties. The heart muscle thickens, leading to eventual heart failure. Delicate filtering units in the kidneys are damaged, and pressure builds in cerebral vessels, significantly increasing the risk of a massive stroke. Hypertension is a global epidemic, affecting over 1.28 billion adults worldwide. Alarmingly, nearly half of those affected are completely unaware they have the condition, despite it being a leading cause of premature death. Now we will dive deep into the mechanics and biology of the cardiovascular system to understand the precise why and how behind this damage. Untreated high blood pressure causes an exponential increase in the risk of severe cardiovascular events over time. Microscopic damage rapidly accelerates into life-threatening conditions, as shown in this graph of damage progression. The real consequences include heart attack, where scarred arteries become blocked, stroke, caused by ruptured or clogged blood vessels in the brain, and renal failure due to sustained internal pressure destroying the kidney's filtering ability. You can take action now. Regular monitoring is essential to know your numbers. Make dietary adjustments, like reducing sodium and adopting the DASH diet. Engage in consistent, moderate aerobic physical activity. Finally, consult your physician for medical intervention, including targeted therapies. Welcome to Blood Pressure Basics. In this video, we will explore what blood pressure is and why it matters to your overall health. Your heart is an extraordinary and tireless pump, beating roughly 100,000 times a day. It constantly pushes blood, carrying vital oxygen and nutrients to every part of your body. Think of it like a garden hose. The force that blood exerts against your artery walls is your blood pressure. If this force is too high for too long, it can damage the arteries, just like high pressure would damage a hose. Blood pressure is measured by two numbers: systolic, the peak pressure when your heart contracts, and diastolic, the baseline pressure when your heart is resting between beats. The reading is given in millimeters of mercury, or mmHg. For example, a reading of 120/80ths of a millimeter of mercury indicates the force is enough to push a column of mercury 120 millimeters high at its peak. Blood pressure readings fall into categories. Normal is less than 120 over less than 80. As the numbers increase, the risk of hypertension, or high blood pressure, also increases. Blood pressure is controlled by three main factors: cardiac output, the amount of blood pumped; blood volume, the total fluid in your system; and vascular resistance, how easily blood flows through your vessels. Blood pressure fluctuates constantly. The real danger is when the baseline diastolic pressure is chronically and persistently elevated. That persistent elevation is what we call hypertension. This video explores the biological mechanisms behind hypertension, or what we call high blood pressure. Most hypertension cases, roughly 90 to 95%, are diagnosed as primary or essential hypertension. This is a complex condition caused by an interaction of genetics, lifestyle, and environment over decades, not a single broken part. The renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, or RAAS, is a hormonal cascade designed to raise low blood pressure. In hypertension, it gets stuck ON. Renin release leads to angiotensin II, which constricts blood vessels. This then causes aldosterone release, forcing kidneys to retain salt and water, increasing blood volume and pressure. The sympathetic nervous system, our fight-or-flight mode, temporarily increases heart rate and constricts blood vessels during intense physical threats. However, modern life's chronic stress keeps this system constantly firing, leading to a permanently elevated baseline for blood pressure. Endothelial dysfunction is another factor. The endothelium, the lining of blood vessels, produces nitric oxide, a magic gas that relaxes arteries and lowers pressure. Oxidative stress damages this lining, stopping NO production. This creates a vicious cycle where stiffening vessels lead to higher pressure and more damage. Youthful arteries are elastic, absorbing the force of a heartbeat. Over time, due to high pressure and inflammation, Arteries undergo atherosclerosis. This is the accumulation of plaques and debris. The arteries stiffen like concrete pipes, increasing pressure and causing microtears, which invites more plaque buildup. Excess sodium forces the kidneys to hold onto more water to safely dilute it, leading to higher blood volume and pressure. The average American consumes 3,400 milligrams daily, far above the ideal 1,500 milligrams limit for hypertension. Societies with low salt consumption have virtually no incidence of hypertension. Welcome to this video on the silent killer, a condition that causes systematic destruction with absolutely zero warning. Our first target organ is the heart. When forced to push against high resistance, the heart muscle thickens, a condition called left ventricular hypertrophy, or LVH. This can lead to the heart being starved for oxygen or diastolic heart failure. Hypertension is the #1 cause of heart failure worldwide. The brain is the second target organ. High blood pressure can cause a hemorrhagic stroke by rupturing blood vessels. Alternatively, it can cause an ischemic stroke when clots form in cerebral arteries. Over decades, this pressure also damages tiny vessels, leading to subtle cognitive decline and vascular dementia. The kidneys filter blood through millions of delicate high-pressure units called glomeruli. Chronically elevated pressure thickens, scars, and destroys these structures, leading to a vicious cycle of rising blood pressure and further kidney damage. Hypertension is the second leading cause of kidney failure worldwide. Finally, we look at the eyes. The retina contains blood vessels that doctors can observe without incision, showing the physical toll of hypertension. High blood pressure can cause vessels to narrow, harden, and compress veins in a process known as nicking, or leak blood, leading to hypertensive retinopathy, which can cause permanent vision loss. How do you see the silence? Over 1 billion adults globally have hypertension, and around 50% are completely unaware. The damage accumulates silently because our body lacks pain receptors in artery walls. This lack of awareness is one of history's greatest public health failures. Welcome to this video on hypertension. We will explore the key risk factors, both those we cannot change and those we can actively control, and identify who is most at risk. First, let's discuss the non-modifiable risk factors, the fundamental elements we cannot change. These include age, genetics, and certain demographics. Blood pressure naturally rises with age as arteries lose elasticity. Atherosclerosis accumulates, stiffening vessels and making the RAAS less efficient. However, aging doesn't make hypertension inevitable. Genetics play a foundational role, influencing RAAS activity and vascular structure. Family history, especially if both parents have hypertension, significantly compounds your risk. Furthermore, hypertension disproportionately affects Black Americans. Now let's shift to the modifiable risk factors. These are the factors you can actively control, where lifestyle changes genuinely save lives. Lifestyle foundations are key. The DASH diet, focusing on low sodium fruits and vegetables, is proven to lower blood pressure. Aerobic exercise strengthens the heart and reduces sympathetic tone. Decreasing excess weight also lowers blood pressure. Toxins and substances like heavy alcohol use and smoking raise blood pressure through sympathetic nervous system activation and cortisol increase. Nicotine causes an acute spike, and long-term smoking accelerates arterial damage. Poor sleep, less than 6 hours per night, is linked to higher hypertension risk. Normal sleep includes a nocturnal dip that rests the cardiovascular system. Sleep apnea and chronic stress keep the sympathetic nervous system activated, preventing recovery. Regular aerobic exercise is a powerful natural prescription. Just 30 minutes of moderate exercise 5 days a week can lower systolic blood pressure by 5 to 8 millimeters of mercury. This is a clinically significant change. Remember the adage, genetics loads the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. While you can't change your genes, your daily habits significantly determine your risk and outcome. Hypertension prevalence dramatically increases with age. By age 60, over half of Americans have it, and for those 75 and beyond, the prevalence approaches an astounding 75%. This video tells the tale of two outcomes, showing the profound difference a single measurement can make. In version 1, we see the silent path. He never checks his blood pressure, assuming he's fine. He feels completely well for years, with no warning signs. Then, one ordinary morning, everything stops. Version 2 is the turning point. Someone shares a video, or he gets a routine checkup, or uses a pharmacy machine. He checks his blood pressure and sees the number, 148/94. He calls his doctor, starts medication, and makes changes to his daily routine. Because of that one moment of awareness, a future is secure. 20 years later, he is still around, watching his grandkids grow up. He is an active part of his family's story. The difference was not a complicated medical intervention, but just 30 seconds with a blood pressure cuff. The difference between those two stories is not a miracle drug. It is awareness. This is the power of knowing your numbers. This is information that changes things. Share this knowledge with a parent, friend, or anyone who hasn't been to the doctor in years. Start a conversation about cardiovascular health. Most importantly, check your numbers today to understand what is happening inside your body. The silent killer only stays silent if no one's listening. Check your blood pressure today. Know your number.